Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Books Wagon. So, today we have a celebrated author, a storyteller whose work brings together mystery, culture, and unforgettable characters. Paul Watershaw is the author of his crime novel Murder in Moonlit Square, set against the colorful and shadowy streets of Chandni Chowk, Delhi. So, without wasting any more time, let's go on air with Books Wagon. So, we are really delighted to have you here today.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. Shall I tell you a little bit about the book?
Sure.
So, Murder in Moonlit Square, I highly recommend it. It's got a lovely cover. It's set in Chandni Chowk in Delhi, and it has two main characters, an Irish nun, kind of elderly Irish nun, plus an Indian hotel owner. And the two of them meet accidentally in a back alley when the nun, Sister Agatha, is having a sneaky cigarette because nuns are not supposed to be seen smoking in public. And they meet and they accidentally team up because they get caught in crime, murder, bodies, the Secret Service, the police, betrayal, a missing pilgrim. And the two of them have to solve all these mysteries to stay out of jail, otherwise they'll get the blame. And this all happens in the run up to Christmas in December in Chandni Chowk. So they're running around the district experiencing all the delights that Chandni Chowk has to offer.
So, like you're saying that it's a story of an Irish man, an Indian, and it's set on the streets of Chandni Chowk. So, why did you choose your setting of the story to be based in Delhi, in India?
There are three reasons. The first one is my wife, Anisha. I fell in love with India when I fell in love with my wife. She's from Delhi. And she said, why don't you set a story here? And I was initially hesitant because I'm from Ireland, not India, as you might notice. But then I discovered more about my real life auntie, Agatha, who was an Irish nun, and she taught in schools across India. She was the principal of Jesus and Mary College in Delhi. But at the very start of her career, in her first posting in Pune, my wife discovered that she taught my wife's late mother. And I thought that's an amazing and wonderful coincidence. And that kind of gave me the courage and the inspiration to set a story in India. And the reason why Chandni Chowk in particular is because when you're a writer, you want it to be like real life and authentic and feel real, especially to Indian readers, but you also want it to be a bit more vivid, a bit more exciting, with the color, the noise, the smells, everything turned up a notch. And Chandni Chowk, everything is already turned up a notch. If you'll know if you've been there. So that was the perfect setting. And it also gave me the title for the book because Moonlit Square, Chandni, silver or moonlit or moonlight, and Chowk for square, so murder. I suppose the title really is Murder in Chandni Chowk, Murder in Moonlit Square.
That's really interesting. And your story is about a really unique detective duo, I must say. How did you actually develop these characters while writing your book?
Well, the good thing about having such an unlikely detective duo is there are no rules. They can make stupid mistakes, they can do anything, they can behave in really unexpected ways. And if the killers or the police or the Secret Service are trying to catch them or be ahead of them, it's very difficult because they're so unpredictable and they'll do unexpectedly brilliant things, but also unexpectedly stupid things.
Well, sir, I just got to know that you have also worked extensively in the journalism field as well. So, has that background anywhere, supported you in formation of the characters or the plotting of the story?
Being a broadcaster and a journalist has been a benefit and a drawback. So the benefit, I think, is that you get very good at observing and listening and finding things out. You have to be very nosy. I'm always sticking my nose in places, or if there's a sign that says no entry, then I want to go in that way and find out. So that's a good thing. On the downside, as a journalist, I always wanted to keep myself out of the story and make it about the people and give voice to people who were not being listened to, who were not being heard, and make it all about them. But if you're writing fiction, You have to allow your personality to go into it, and your opinions and your prejudices, and have fun, and not be just realistic, but even more exciting than reality. So, as a journalist, that goes against my values, but I managed to get over it, and Murder in Moonlit Square is the result.
Then, so just like we said, being a journalist requires a lot of responsibility. We have a lot of foundations, but in creative world, we actually don't. We can put ourselves into it. So now, where do you feel the most at home? Like, which profession are you liking more?
Well, I'm hoping that I'm successfully making the transition from journalism to writing. Well, that will be for you to decide. And when you read the book, so I've written the sequel, and that's with the publishers at the minute, and that's also set in Chandni Chowk. So this one is in December. The second one is around the Feast of Laurie, which is right almost now, tomorrow, when we're having this conversation. So book two is set in January, also in Chandni Chowk, and I hope there'll be a February, March, April, etc. But again, that depends on you, the reader.
Well, sir, I'm just finding out that it blends a lot of email elements of romance, adventure, and family drama. So, how do you balance these tones while keeping that whole emotional core intact?
Yeah, that's quite difficult because it's a murder mystery, so there has to be excitement, and the plot, and the murder, but it's also involving people, and they fall in love, they fall out of love, they're anxious, they're nervous, they're not all geniuses who know what to do, just like all of us. And also, I wanted to keep a lot of humor in it because the world can be quite terrible, and the good thing about crime fiction, especially cozy crime fiction, is that there is a resolution at the end and things work out. And I like them to work out with a bit of a laugh as well, a bit of humor, because when you're reading a book, you may as well enjoy it and be entertained as well as excited.
Well, so before we end our conversation, I just want to know what takeaways or what message do you want to give to our readers today?
Well, I hope that you enjoy Murder in Moonlit Square. I think for writers, India is such a wonderful place to be, and Delhi in particular. It's such a wonderful setting, interesting, exciting, humorous, clever people. And so I've loved setting a story here, and I love being a guest here. That's why I spend so much time, and also because of my wife, of course. So thank you to her for introducing me to the city. And I hope that you keep reading, whether you read physical books or ebooks or audiobooks. I hope you read this one, Murder in Moonlit Square. But if not this, you'll find something here. Volkswagen has a wonderful selection, so you're bound to find something you want.
Thank you so much for this conversation, sir. We're really glad that you actually came on. Thank you, everyone, for being with us here today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Paul Waters. I'm the author of Murder in Moonlit Square, which is an Indo-Irish cozy crime mystery set in Chandni Chowk in Delhi. And you can get it right now on Volkswagen.